Hi, everybody. My name is Jason Klein. I'm the Director of P-20 Initiatives at Northern Illinois University, and this is another presentation for our virtual Spring 2020 P-20 Network meeting. We're doing this meeting virtually. It was supposed to take place on April 23rd, 2020 at the NIU Naperville campus, but due to Governor Pritzker's shelter-in-place order in Illinois, we're conducting this remotely. In this presentation, we're really excited to remind everybody of the Illinois Postsecondary Profiles.com website that launched this past fall in October of 2019 here in the state of Illinois, as well as give you a preview on the next developments that are soon to be unleashed on this website. And this is an opportunity then, after watching this, to give feedback to us and the development team, as well as the state agencies who are part of the work behind this website. So presenting it, we have the director of the Illinois Interactive Report Cards, Alan Clemens. Alan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Jason. Yeah, welcome everybody to P20 Network at Home, the 2020 edition. Again, thank you for your time and your interest and your participation. Really excited to be with you today and happy to give you an update. Had we been in person at the P20 Network meeting, today would have been a day where we would have been soliciting feedback from you about final design specifications and your interest in the next phase of development of the tool. As Jason mentioned, the Illinois Post-Secondary Profiles project launched in the site launched live in the fall of 2019 with what we call Path 1, or the institutional profile path. You see the institutional profile path represented here on screen. This is part of our live site. And what the reason that we differentiate is based on the nature of the data that's included in each section of the tool. So for those of you that haven't seen the IPP before, the institutional profile path might, for some of you, be reminiscent of College Navigator or some of the other tools that are available nationally that present people with information about post-secondary institutions and the people that they serve. So it provides information, base information about the institution, like tuition rates and population, location, other kind of directory information, and additionally provides information about the people that attend that institution. Who they are, how old they are, what their enrollment patterns are, what their tuition and fees schedules look like based on some characteristics that they have, and other ways that they parse the data that are available about that institution. IPP does much the same thing, but has some unique features. Again, for those of you that haven't seen the tool, IPP includes data from multiple state agencies in Illinois, the Illinois Board of Higher Education, the Illinois Community College Board, and the Illinois Student Assistance Commission. It includes data that are unique to Illinois, like the monetary award program information and funding patterns therein, and other data from ISAC. And it also provides a longitudinal look at the data for many of the data points that are available, which is unique to these kinds of tools. I don't know of another tool, haven't seen another tool of late that's providing you both an effective annual snapshot and a look at the longitudinal data in this system. Where are tuition and fees compared to where they were 4 years ago? What do enrollment patterns look like, etc. The interface is a nice flexible interface that allows you to begin to type in the name of an institution and have text matches come up within, or to type a particular location and to have that location come up so that you can select institutions that are available at that location. You can also activate the search engine here. Oh, I'm sorry. There are no, there we go. We'll reset the indices there. There we go. So select public and four-year institution, and I can choose any of the resulting filtered institution list of institutions in the state. As I mentioned, data from 3 different state agencies, longitudinal data over a 5-year trend for enrollments, for graduation, for tuition and fees, and the rest, and a rich set of data available about institutions in Illinois. What we're excited to announce is that late this spring, early this summer, we'll be releasing the second path for examination of data in the tool. It's a path that involves re-indexing these data and looking at these things in an entirely different way. And for that reason, it's called professional profiles. The professional profile path is one that focuses on people's interests professionally. So in this case, we've got two different approaches that people can use as they examine the tool. And I apologize, what I'm showing you here are design mock-ups because the tool is currently in production. If I showed you these screens as they exist on our development server, it'd be a bit messy. And you might even lose ultimately the point that I'm trying to make here, to convey the essential message about what the tool is attempting to do and get your feedback about where you'd like to see it go. What we'll see when a user enters path 2, instead of being able to search for individual institutions here, the user is going to be presented with the option of entering 2 different paths to examining the data. I apologize, my PowerPoint doesn't want to move backwards, so we'll just keep moving forwards. The first choice will bring up a search screen, much like the search screen in institutional profiles, that will allow you to do a natural language search, to search the database of entries based on every one of the national SIP codes, that's the classification of instructional programs codes that the colleges and universities use to classify academic programs, and all of the SOC codes, the standard occupational codes that the business community uses to classify occupations. You'll get a real-time filtration of the list based on a combination of SIPs and SOC codes that respond to your search parameters, and you'll be able to filter those to be able to refine your list, because unlike the list of institutions in Illinois, there are only 275 of them in the database. The list of SIP codes and SOC codes runs into the thousands, because for those of you familiar with the language, we're drilling all the way down where possible to the 6-digit SIP code level, which means that we're representing thousands of different possible instructional programs and hundreds of additional SOC codes, occupational codes, all in the same system at the same time. Once you refine your search to find an occupation or an area of study that you're interested in examining, you can go ahead and click on that in the results window to move to a landing page, much like we have available for institutions in the institutional profile. The second choice you'll have, moving through the primary interface page for the professional profiles, is an icon-driven exploration of career clusters, because we have to admit that in many cases the translation from career interest to area of study or to academic major is something that's ill-defined, right? And we likely have as many potential users of the system, whether they be prospective college students, parents of prospective college students, or interested members of our business and institutional community that are using this system for research on opportunities in Illinois. We have to leave open the possibility that there are as many of those folks that are interested in exploring that don't have a sense for the direct association between areas of study and the careers that they're connected to. And so we provide this option so that those folks that would like to move directly into exploration of a career cluster can do so. These career clusters are being introduced at public schools in Illinois as early as the middle school grades, and so our future post-secondary students and their families are much more likely as time goes on to be familiar with these, even if you might be somebody who's not familiar with them today. Clicking on one of these 7 icons that represent a career cluster will take you to a series of pages that attempt to help you refine that search. So, if you pick a larger career cluster that's related to communications, related to agriculture, there are so many occupational codes that are embedded within that cluster that it would be difficult to provide a direct relationship back to those academic areas of study. And the data that are connected to those areas of study, which are the data that underscore the whole system, right? So the golden nugget eventually is to move through and at any point on the way, stop when you're comfortable, but to move through the occupational data to get statistics and information about a particular occupation, to get a sense for whether or not the occupational opportunities in Illinois are expanding or contracting, whether the wages are rising or falling, whether this is a good fit in the area that you live in or across the state as a whole. If your interest stops there, you stop there. But if you're interested in cross-referencing from that occupational data to academic data from post-secondary institutions in Illinois, you'll be able to jump across from these individual occupational areas to the landing pages, much like the institutional landing pages, for the individual SIP codes or the individual area of study codes that represent real programs at real post-secondary institutions in Illinois and data drawn from those programs. Take a look at enrollment patterns, take a look at completion patterns, take a look at related areas of study, and get an idea about the plausibility of a particular area of study for you as a student, as a parent, or take a look at those areas of study from the context of your position as an employer or a special interest organization in Illinois. So you'll be able to cross-reference, you'll be able to move back and forth fluidly between institutions, the areas of study that those institutions provide people access to across the state, and the occupations that those areas of study are preparing folks for, including some information about initial earnings and placements in Illinois and other vital data that have been provided through some interagency agreements with ICCB and IBHE. We're excited to provide this opportunity, again, combining these two powerful elements in the same system, the ability to explore occupations and academic areas of study with the ability to explore the institutions that host them, we think gets us significantly further down the path to providing a unique informational browsing experience for a variety of stakeholders in Illinois, and provides us the opportunity to really explore some new data sets and some new ways of presenting those data to provide additional value to folks in the field. We're also preparing, in the event that some of you are wondering what the ongoing path is, we're also preparing for the release later this year of personal profiles. And in that pathway, you'll be able to explore in much the same manner the patterns of institutional participation and degree production and the rest based on the kind of people that are exploring the program or the kind of people that you're interested in investigating. So if you'd like to know about degree production in colleges of business among African American students or Latino students or white students or male students or female students, we'll be turning the tail, turning the coin just one more time and providing a new axis for interpretation of results, a new axis for examination of data, and really shining an equity lens on the educational experience and the post-secondary experience in Illinois. So we're excited about that. That's coming this fall. We wanted to thank you for your participation today. We would at the conference would have asked you for your feedback, because really this is a very interactive process. We're interested in stakeholder input on the kinds of information you're interested in, on the manner in which you're interested in having it presented to you, on the types of use cases that you anticipate being connected to the use of this kind of tool. And so what we'd like to do related to this exercise today is ask you to engage with us. Email us at ipp@niu.edu. Use the feedback button on the IPP site. There's a feedback button down at the bottom of the page that's fairly simple to use, right down here in the corner of the screen. And feel free to use that not just for feedback about the site as you browse it, but for general comments, expressions of interest, offers of assistance if you'd like to be part of a core user group that we put together from time to time to get feedback about the site. Use the feedback button to provide us that feedback. Or engage with us on Twitter at P20 Network. The network has been nice enough to volunteer to facilitate some interaction and dialogue about the site on their Twitter page, if you'd like to take advantage of that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give you the opportunity to contact me directly. My name is Alan Clemens again. I'm director of the Illinois Interactive Report Cards office at NIU. I'm the production team's project director here at NIU, and you can feel free to contact me at aclemens@niu.edu. Overall, I wanted to go ahead and thank you for your time, your attention, your support. I wish I had, I wish I could pull in some video guests like they do on late night TV, or do something else interesting for you, but we're not even entirely sure that my video feed is coming through right now. So juggling would not do me any good. It would provide no amusement whatsoever. So all I can do here is thank you, ask you to stay safe. Have a great day. We will certainly see you in person sometime soon at a fall meeting or at the spring conference next year of the P20 network. Thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing or hearing from you soon.
Thank you so much, Alan, for joining us today and sharing all of this. The IPP website, the Illinois Postsecondary Profiles.com website, is such a unique site. It brings together information from not only across different sources and different agencies, but it presents it in ways that are really unique and powerful. And so we're really excited as this next path rolls out about the potential of that to help students and families and researchers and institutions really understand how these things connect. So we welcome your feedback, as Alan has pointed out repeatedly in the presentation. Please connect with us at P20 Network on Twitter, or use any of these options to give us feedback on the Illinois Postsecondary Profiles.com website. Thanks again. Have a great day.